Hexagon. Hexagon? What is a hexagon? Who is Mr. Hex and why is he gone? And why do people put colors in a hexadecimal way to represent it? Just use a color wheel, dummy! And why is my soccer ball made out of hexagons, yet it's not forming truncated icosahedrons? Ugh, I just want my Archimedean solid shape. Is Saturn slowly becoming a soccer ball? If Hexagon is the bestagon, then why is it not solving its own issues? All of this and more in today's episode of In the Garage. But Lily. And if that's not enough mathematical literacy for you, we have our mathematical genius Lily here, who actually helped Einstein with the special relativity, so she has both of her feet in different areas. One in mathematics, one in physics, so she's a pure genius and not purebred. Confused yet? Me too! So let's get to planing. We're gonna use maple, we're gonna use this old template. I already made this build, so the template is just gonna be here for aesthetic purposes mostly, and we're gonna use some flamed maple. Come on, show the flame. It's not actually burning yet, so let's get to planing.
In your eyes you have small hexagons.
Yeah, don't forget that. So, let's get it done. And we're on the CNC, ready to cut some hexagons into the top. We're gonna have to do it in 2 passes because this beast is way too big for my little CNC. So we're gonna do it in 2 passes. So let's get to cutting hexagons and stuff. Yeah. Just look at all these hexagons. And it's time for more on this half. And the hexagons have been cleaned up. Send it down to 220 grit because we're finishing the project already. We're going to paint it black and varnish the hexagons. Wait, didn't we skip like a page or 2 or the whole book? Nay, we didn't. I know we're missing a couple of the key components like the neck pocket, the pickup cavities, and all the other shenanigans, but we're doing it for a good reason because we're going to use resin to fill all the nooks and crannies on the guitar. And I'm scared I'm going to screw up something like this, where I'm going to drop a alcohol ink on the hexagon and bam, just like that, the whole project is ruined. Also using extra precaution because, you know, alcohol ink could float into the wood grain, because look how much grain there is, free real estate, right? And something like this could occur, where ink gets pulled into the cells of the wood, and again, ruins the hexagons. Now that everything's sealed off, it's looking quite nice. Also, everything has been closed down, so no resin should escape. Fingers crossed. But what colors are we gonna use on this, build? Well, we're gonna use all of these mica powders and a couple of alcohol inks. Mostly, I did some experimentation with a couple of different combinations, variety, mixtures, yada yada yada. I mean, you see the footage. Looks cool. So, we're ready to start pouring all of these colors, so let's get to mixing already. Body is completed, at least on the CNC. Now just time to do all the edge work, sand it down, but the cavity came up pretty cool. So next stuff, what kind of next stuff?
and the inlays have been cut out, but there's a slight issue now. We're gonna pour resin into these grooves, so naturally we have some other grooves that might interfere with some resin pouring, like all of these fret cutouts. So that's why we need to shim them down and close them up. And yeah, you might see like, hey, do you hate yourself because you already have a pre-cut fretboard and now you're gonna pour resin into it all the way around? And to that question I say, no, I don't hate myself, but hey, that's a lot of work. We're gonna shim all of these just because, I mean, I could do it completely closed, but then I lose the ability to mix the colors to get a nice gradient, just like we have on the headstocks, so we're gonna do it the hard way. We chose this way to inlay this guitar neck, not because it's easy, but because it's hard, and because it's gonna add some nice colors, so let's get shimming and resining again, yeah! And after a couple of millennia of sanding, we're finally ready to start spraying the guitar. But what are we gonna spray it with? My thought process is going primer, because nobody wants to miss out on some quality sanding, because, you know, we haven't spent enough time sanding already, so more sanding should suffice. And now that the guitar has been painted, it had a month to cure. We're finally ready to start assembling the guitar. We got some Fishman Fluenzo pickups, so bar because we like to keep it clean. Scheller bridge, ratio tuners, some special tuners which are designed for each individual string. Very cool stuff, so without further ado, let's start putting all of this in.